all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there.
Thomas Bryant jockstrap, get him out of here!
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back! They snatched that chain, boy. Get back! What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back! We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back!
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. I am Ryan Tyler. He's Jack O'Rourke. He's Nick Padone. He is Rob Watson. Today is Thursday, December 11th, 2025. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
A whole lot going on, brother. Whole lot going on. But good here, right?
Doing a lot better than Sherrone Moore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Allegedly.
Yeah, how about this? I've been going to bed every night, like, because the
Me
Cavs,
too.
no Cavs is just a killer, and thank God they're back tomorrow. But with Monday Night Football obviously only being Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, I was in bed, like, phone on, do not disturb by 9 p.m. Eastern.
So I just started watching, never seen it before, Parks and Rec. Anybody watch it?
I have watched Parks and Rec. Big fan.
Just started for the first time. Already better than The Office.
Yep.
That's crazy, but okay.
Well, Community is better than The Office as well. I don't know if anybody's seen that.
Is that
That's with Joel
Ted Danson or wrong show?
Childish Gambino was on there.
Yeah,
There was a
Ted
couple
Danson's in
other
that show,
people,
no?
Bro.
No.
Don't know him.
Ted
No.
Danson is not in that
Don't
show.
know who
Oh,
that is
That's
by
with
name.
Chevy Chase.
Shit.
Community is like
Community,
from what
Chevy
I
Chase,
remember,
Childish
it was,
Gambino.
it
Oh, The
was-
Good Place is Ted Danson. That's on me.
It was
Yeah.
low key funnier than The Office.
It
but
is. The Office.
I mean,
I will say I'm rewatching The Office though right now.
it's funny though. Office is.
It
really
is very good.
It's
Like,
a really
because
good show.
Cam, like, claims that she used to watch it, but seeing her watch it through, like, there's no way that she's ever watched it. So it's enjoyable that, like, I'm watching it with somebody that's never watched it before, because I am a big fan of The Office. Like, I've watched the entire series multiple times all the way
I
through.
think The Office a better show than Community. If I recall, Community got like canceled a couple times, and then like it had a bad writing towards the end. Office was better overall throughout, per se.
You got so real quick though, Ryan. And
Early
I hate to-
bedtimes, though, stay or go.
Stay, because I've been enacting it myself. Stay.
Dude, because if this Thursday night football game stinks tonight, it could be over for me by end of first quarter.
You don't want to tune in to see the Bucks clinch a playoff spot potentially tonight against the Atlanta Falcons?
Maybe I don't love ball the way that I once did, but these 9 p.m. bedtimes are hitting.
Well, did anything happen last night, guys?
Some.
Not much.
Yeah. So you remember that?
A lot of snow.
You remember like the
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, well, yeah. But do you remember the whole like, "Can you fix my pipes for me?" jacket that Sherrone Moore was wearing a couple weeks ago when
Yeah.
Michigan won?
Yeah.
And everyone was commenting like, "Oh, like why is he wearing a porno jacket?" Allegedly, it's not far off.
Okay.
So that's where we sit.
All right, well, I don't have to say allegedly quite yet because, well, this is what happened. Head coach Sherrone Moore fired on Wednesday by the University of Michigan, saying that they have found evidence that Moore had an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Sherrone Moore was detained by police, arrested, and booked in Washtenaw County Jail. That's according to court records. The Pittsfield Township Police Department said in a statement Wednesday that officers responded to a call on the 3000 block of Ann Arbor Saline Road for an alleged assault investigation. Well, we now know the facts. Biff Poggi, top name of the 21st century. He's named the interim coach for the Michigan Wolverines. Sherrone Moore, this is not alleged. He does, in fact, is married, has 3 daughters. We start there. We'll get to the other stuff. But Sherrone Moore fired from the University of Michigan. Another scandal for a university that just can't seem to get out of their own way.
No, I mean, this is bad for Michigan. Whatever happened to being a Michigan man, whatever happened to all of that
What
stuff.
does Dave
and like,
Portnoy have to say about
yeah,
this?
yeah, like Dave Portnoy saying that like he's standing by the decision of the university. Like, it's convenient that this came out, right after that loss to Ohio State. I'll have to say that because these rumors have been circulating on the internet for quite some time that there was some nefariousness going on in the University of Michigan football building. So, yeah, they can't get out of their own way. I will say, though, like, for Michigan, obviously for Sherrone Moore, I hope he's good, and because there is some dark stuff that's circling around online. So, like, I hope, like, between the ears, he's all right. But for the university, like, this, ultimately I think can turn out to be like good, like in a win for them, just because like you weren't going to do anything with Sherrone Moore. Like he wasn't the ilk of coach that you need at a program like Michigan. And isn't this all proof of it? Like you've been on the job like barely even a calendar year, and you have a fallout to this degree, like in less than 12 months time. It's like, it is just an unserious situation.
Well, it's bad how long they knew that this was going on because, one, I think you're right, Nick. You kind of waited to see, well, if he's going to beat Ohio State. Like, well, that shouldn't really matter whether he beats Ohio State.
They'd be getting ready for a college football playoff game.
Wait, but it's the game.
It is the game. And then you have recruits who committed to the University of Michigan. I don't think that they can decommit yet. I think they have to wait till they get a head coach to figure all this out. So it sucks for the players.
Yeah, sure. They have to wait till 5 days after they get a head coach.
A guy like Bryce Underwood, what does this mean for his
future?
He's
going to be in the
He
portal
already
as
took
soon.
University
I
of
was about
Michigan
to say.
out of his Instagram bio.
Is he
And
even
I don't
going
blame
to?
him.
Wow.
He could draw out of the bowl game if he wants, right? He might. Yeah. I mean,
A
lot of people are good as
the
gone,
Cheez-It
bro.
Bowl is going to get flexed to Cartoon Network.
There's about to be some nasty stuff going on there.
Okay. This is where I'm going to spam alleged. This is all alleged.
Allegedly.
Allegedly alleged.
I allegedly saw a mugshot on my timeline.
I allegedly saw that too.
I saw that the mugshot might be AI.
Allegedly.
Alleged. That's why it's alleged.
Allegedly, Sherrone Moore, in some fashion,
Allegedly.
threatened to kill himself, threatened to kill and or his assistant that he was having the affair with, and or his wife. That kind of what it seems like allegedly gathered to them calling the police. I believe I read the wife had Sherrone's location, so she was able to contact police, tell him what's going on. I believe they found him at that point and obviously arrested him. Allegedly, again, alleged, the staffer at one point was impregnated by Sherrone Moore. He allegedly paid for the alleged pregnancy to be aborted. Just a completely horrible look for a head coach abusing a power position.
Well, and the thing is, all the
position
details
of power.
will come out. Like at one point, we won't have to say alleged, and maybe some of this, maybe I always say the truth finds itself in the middle. That there will always be extremes on both ends, and the truth tends to reside in the middle. So we got to see what comes out. I do find it pretty telling that like a lot of the national reporters haven't touched like the layers of this story yet. My guess is the ESPNs of the world, the Pablo Torres of the world are working the phone right now with the county jail, with the state jail in Michigan, finding out, what happened with the university, finding out what led to him being fired. Because, guys, I'll tell you, you don't get fired with cause in college football unless they've really got something on you. Yeah. Because they, then that's when lawyers get into play and you could go after the rest of your money if they weren't 100% right. So, whatever happened, I do think will eventually surface and come to light, unfortunately, for Sherrone Moore. And that's why I want to, backtrack to what I said initially. Like, this is the unfortunate part about being like a public figure, as these stories get out there and they get covered. So I do hope he's good, first and foremost. Like, this is obviously a just catastrophic life event that has been televised and publicized and will continue to be, as the facts do come out. Man, just a horrible state of affairs.
100%. I think on one side of the coin, like there is the allegedly if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So I don't if him cheating on his wife while he has kids, like if that part of it is true, like do I feel bad for the guy? No, because I think you're breaking something very sacred, But at the same time, like no human being deserves to have their life go dead off the rails. Like I don't know Sherrone Moore. I've never met Sherrone Moore, but from what I've seen of Sherrone Moore, it didn't seem like he had suicidal tendencies before yesterday. Like, not that we know that for sure or not, but like it does suck to see any human being's life go off the rails because you got to put yourself in their shoes of like, what if that was my life, So it does suck, but play dumb games, you win dumb prizes.
Yeah, I mean, actions have consequences in every aspect of life.
I got no comment on this other than what we already know. So yeah, like he shouldn't have cheated on his wife.
You're gonna get caught.
Anything further?
I mean, you're gonna get caught in today's day and age, especially if you're in a position like that where there's always there's cameras around you. What were you banging her in your office?
And the alleged 55% increase in salary.
Yeah.
That's the next part of it. Allegedly, she just randomly gets like a 50% raise.
And that's the other icky part of this too, is like you hope that this woman, and you know, obviously like her face and name is all over the internet. Like you actually hope that she's not a victim in this entire thing, because here we have, you know, somebody that's in a position of power with one of his subordinates. Like, you know, so now that she's kind of being, again, you hope that it was just consensual and it was nefarious in that sense. And you hope that it's not something more extreme to the point of like, you know, you hope she's not a victim in this entire thing and that she was taken advantage of. So the entire situation is just icky. And we are, to Rob's point, like we're gonna find, like,
we will talk about this again. Yeah, I'm sure.
This is not the last time that this is gonna be discussed. So I'm curious to see like what Michigan does from here, because like dude,
that's what I said earlier.
Do you lean into just being the heel of college football between the Connor Stallions thing, now this, and you just go and hire Brian Kelly? Like, just lean into being the heel.
So I have a friend who's a big Michigan fan. He's saying he's banking on Bama getting trounced, DeBoer getting fired, and hiring him, or going after Jesse Minter. That's
I see everybody saying DeBoer. Like, I think DeBoer is wishful thinking, man.
I really do, because I mean, regardless, Bama.
I don't think they're losing. I think if they lose round 1, maybe, but I don't think they're losing to Oklahoma.
But I think even with that, do you kick? I mean, you're still making the playoff. What's it? This like year 3 or 4.
They're crazy down there.
And if you're
Alabama, year 2 for killing DeBoer.
If you're Alabama,
yeah, like year 2, like dang.
I think the name that I think makes the most sense is Jed Fish from Washington. He used to be on Jim Harbaugh's staff, but he kind of got out of there before things got super spooky.
Got the Arizona, the last boat out of whatchamacallit?
Yeah, he got the last boat out of danger before things got bad over there. He goes out to Arizona, a program who's historically dog shit. He turns them around, gets them to a 10-win season and a top 15 finish. He takes over at Washington when Kalen DeBoer left Washington. Yeah. So yeah, I think like he has a good track record of winning at a high level. Another name I saw, Jason Eck, maybe is his name, I want to say. I can't confirm the first name. His last name's Eck, though. He's the New Mexico head coach. He's drawing, like, a ton of late interest, like, not just for this job, but every job remaining, because he's done a great job at New Mexico, I believe it is, last couple of years.
So we're talking about guys that get linked to every job that opens up. Tommy Reese, what's he think of Ann Arbor?
I think he's good off that. If I'm him, I'd rather stay in the NFL than go touch that right now. This is a job that's going to take a man of a lot of character to go in, and they got to rebuild a lot, because you're going to lose a lot.
Then, Rob. Coach Prime. Coach Prime. Did you see his tweet last night?
Hey, man.
His tweet summed up the entire situation.
They need a culture builder out there, because, I mean, maybe Coach Prime could get Bryce Underwood to stay.
Wow.
maybe he could convince him to stay, but who said he wants to leave Colorado? He's got Juju Lewis out there.
All right, so if you're Michigan, right?
And no recruits.
Do you go down the route of trying to get this giant hire to kind of try and put this all behind you, or do you kind of ease your way out of the situation, go hire somebody that maybe doesn't have the best expectations? So my question is, like,
I go shiny object.
You go shiny
object.
Okay,
don't look at this mess that's going on over here.
If you look at the state of the program.
Got this mess.
How about this?
Like, they should hire Bill Belichick. That's what they should do. They should hire Bill Belichick.
How about this for shiny object? So, and this would take a lot. Kirby Smart, highest paid coach. Not saying it's going to be Kirby Smart. I'm just giving you this. Kirby Smart makes $13 million a year. You're going to have to throw somebody money if you want a shiny object to come into this shit show, right? What if, and I don't think he would, Urban Meyer?
No chance.
I don't think he would.
I don't think he would either.
I think Notre Dame is the only job he'd come back for.
In the world that would get him to do it.
But that'd be the shiniest object you could get.
Yeah. I mean, he's opening a pint house in Cleveland. He's not going to have time to.
He's got experience in this realm.
Yeah, come on, dude. Think about us. You know, all right. Starting to compromise the little man here.
But you have
to get some wings.
Yeah, you have to go out there and find a way to get some form of big name, though, because like where Michigan is at right now, and I understand they just won the national championship. That's something I haven't seen in my lifetime, and I would kill for shit, right? But like they're entering a point where they could hit like Penn State post Joe Pa, where like they don't get the full like death penalty in the ban, and obviously they got lucky that James Franklin came in and did a great job, so things didn't get near like the NCAA tried to set it up where Penn State would be a 2-10 team right now off after all the Paterno shit. Like they wanted to kill that program off for a little bit of time. Like you could get there if you're Michigan. Like everyone hates Michigan right now. Everything is just a massive disaster that's coming out the door. Bill Belichick isn't that crazy. I'm not saying that he's the right guy for the job, but like, they need a name who is a name who they have to be Scott fucking positive will not murder anyone. Like they cannot have a coach who is going to get in another big scandal. But like if you know what's happening with Jordan Hudson though, like I don't know. Maybe that could there could be something there.
I think you do. You just need a shiny object because this is bad. And like when
this was very very bad. This was all time bad.
And when this gets like again, and right now this is all just alleged. But when the alleged tab gets dropped, and you see what length of this is true when the reports come out from whether it's The Athletic, the New York Times, ESPN, whoever drops the bombshell of what actually happened in this situation, you're not gonna want like, hey, here's the New Mexico head coach.
I think that's the move, though. I really think it's solid.
I agree with you, Rob.
I think you got to it's going to look bad for a while.
You got to go incognito for a little bit.
You dig in the weeds, you get the low-key guy, and you let him start building for a little bit instead of just, because if you throw the next big thing at it, that's more eyes, and everyone's going to just keep talking about it. You hire, whether pick a school in the mid-major, North Texas, New Mexico, something, pick them, bring them in. If you can coach, let them coach. Let people stop talking about Michigan. You have a down year maybe, but you start to build it back up. It's still Michigan at the end of the day. They got to turn the page.
That's where I think like Jed Fish would make sense in a way, because like he is a big name. Like your average college football fan knows him, but he's also not like one of those superstar hire out of nowhere. Whoa, look at this guy. Like, throw shit to distraction either, but he's not a small name either. And like if you look at like Michigan always needs to like kill it in like their recruiting pipelines like on the Eastern Coast. Jed Fish's guy is from New Jersey, so like he knows that area well. Like I just think like that realm would make too much sense for them.
Can I interest you in Pete Carroll when he gets fired from the
Dude,
Las Vegas Raiders?
You need something like that.
They're gonna like Ann Arbor like has the most double bubble in the country.
I feel like it's the worst thing that could happen.
You need something like you need a
Pete Carroll might be the worst thing that could happen.
Forget about all of this.
Like that's throwing the Band-Aid on like a leaking ship. Like we gotta work on just building a new one. We can't throw a rub up.
Because I mean I don't know. I think all these kids are leaving. I think the kids they just got from recruiting are probably bouncing too. Like
what about
Dave Portnoy just lost so much money on all those recruits.
Isn't that his name, Savion Hitter? The running back, the 5-star running back.
Oh yeah,
I know they were paying
not for long.
Bryce Underwood like $3 million or something.
And not
like
anymore.
He's about to be gone.
Where's he gonna go? Because he can't throw. He might go to Navy.
LSU.
Oh, with Kiffin.
Yeah, watch it.
Wow,
LSU.
That'd be interesting.
Do you see Portnoy tweeted out, and like Lane Kiffin's big on Twitter, like Portnoy tweeted out like the wonder what at Lane Kiffin is getting at LSU because we'll double it at Michigan no matter what it is.
Yikes.
Yeah, I did see that.
I was waiting for Lane to say something about it though, because just to piss off the LSU fans already.
All right, well, let's get into a little bit of a lighter note here. But before we do that, I got to tell you all about our friends at Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just two flavors, classic light lager, as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPAs. It's just beer the way you want beer to taste, and that is, of course, beer-flavored beer. So scan the QR code now or go give their website a visit, drinkgaragebeer.com, to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Again, that is drinkgaragebeer.com. All right, we don't got to spend too much time on our Cleveland Browns today because it is a Thursday. We'll talk about them a lot tomorrow, but we start talking about Shedeur Sanders. We've had this discussion about Shedeur Sanders. These last couple of games being an evaluation period for what you're going to do in the NFL draft, if it has any effect on that. Jack, you posed an interesting question. Does a guy like Shedeur Sanders, at the end of the year, if Kevin Stefanski does ultimately get canned, does a quarterback like Shedeur Sanders make the Browns opening more attractive or less attractive? Because that could go both ways. What's the pros? You have a cheap rookie on a cheap rookie 5th-round salary. You have your piece that you want to build around, but what's the bad part? Well, you went to the 5th round, so what does that signal? A lot of people still didn't believe in Shedeur Sanders, and you're damn right believe that there's still people that don't believe in Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, that's well said, Ryan. I think you could look at it either way, and I think it's going to take a specific coach that wants to come in. I'll say this, like, I do think there's something to be said that, like, if any of these upcoming coaching candidates are intrigued by Shedeur Sanders, they should leapfrog to the front of the line. And that's because, like, that's not me, like, glazing Shedeur or, bending the knee for Shedeur. I think Shedeur is the best path forward. Even if he is a little bit of a bridge quarterback, like, if you could have found Brock Purdy there in the 5th round, like, you're set. So if there's a coaching candidate that's intrigued by the prospect of Shedeur Sanders, you got an upper edge than the guys that want to spend this first draft pick on Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore or Ty Simpson. Like, Like that genuinely becomes a big piece of the thing. I think Shedeur Sanders actually helps the coaching search just because of his personality. Like if I'm a new head coach going into an environment like Cleveland that's been plagued with losing so long, I want to have my quarterback be somebody that can echo my message loud throughout the locker room. And the celebrity of Shedeur, love it or hate it, you can't deny that he's got the ear of his teammates, and I think you can't really ignore anything that he says. So if you got a head coach, you kind of have like a megaphone for new head coach in Shedeur Sanders. So I actually think Shedeur being around will help this job become more appealing, even if like the next head coach doesn't absolutely love Shedeur and he's just enamored with the prospect of what he can potentially be. Does that make sense?
I think it's like almost like the perfect situation for a coach to come into in a way, and I know that sounds very dumb with all the cap and the lack of picks from the last couple of years, but when you look at the opportunity to go out, you have to fix a couple pieces on your O-line, obviously. But like if you have that quarterback in place, then you can just start worrying about receiver and O-line. And then like, okay, I don't even have to worry about my quarterback coming in as a first-time head coach, or rather first-year head coach. Obviously, it could be a retread from somewhere else. But also along that line, too, I kind of think like you're not – if Shedeur doesn't, like, let's say Shedeur finishes out the year solid this year, right? Like, enough that you don't need to draft a quarterback. You come in with him as your guy next year. The new coach, regime, whatever, they go out, get their left tackle and their receiver, right? Like, if Shedeur doesn't work out, like, if he ends up turning into a pumpkin more than a carriage, right? And then things don't turn out for him, like, you're probably not going to peg that on the new head coach, like the guy who inherited him off a couple of games from the year before. Like, I think you're in a position where you're getting to go get like a left tackle, a big skill position, and if the quarterback doesn't work out, it's not your fault. I think that's like a pretty ideal spot for an offensive coach, at least.
Yeah, it's comfy in a sense because like you could say like, let's roll with Shedeur for a year. Let's see what he's got. You know, I'm enamored by the prospect of what he can be. He's got a lot of raw talent. He's got a lot of raw ability. Let's try to bring that out with better protection, with better weapons. And if it doesn't work, then you could point at it and say, all right, this was a 5th-round pick. And that's when in 2027 you can go and actually get your quarterback.
And now you got the line and the receiver for him, too.
Receiver. Like, I actually think this Cleveland job is more attractive than what a lot of people nationally will give it credit for when it comes out. Like the
defense is set.
Like, dude, people will have the Raiders above it. People will have the Giants above it for Jackson Dart. Like, I don't know if any of that should be true. You got a defense that's Super Bowl ready, and you've got really what turned out to be a vault worth of draft picks that you could use to go fix this offense in your own image and likeness. Like, I think this is a really cool opening. Should it come open? We're talking like it's fake.
Allegedly.
It's real like subjective to me to say whether it's gonna help or not, because much like any coaching search, like it's gonna come down to what the coach sees, and you don't know if every coach is a good fit. I think it'll help them not force a square peg in a round hole. So if you got your eyes on this coach, but he doesn't necessarily like the situation, but you think the coach is the guy and he's going to come in and he's going to start mixing it up, trying to make people do things and make things work that wouldn't necessarily work and are smooth and not part of his vision, I think that's going to be easily avoidable if you keep Shedeur as the quarterback, because it's going to narrow down the field to you got to find guys that say, I see him as the quarterback, I see him as the leader of the team, and we're going to go with it that way. If you're saying like help or hurt it may give you less options. I would go that path because I think he's the best option we have at having a better team next year. To see the most improvement in the team next year, I think that starts with him being at the quarterback and that being a set position, and then focusing on filling in other gaps elsewhere. So I think that helps in that way, and it's going to help them. I'm saying this hopefully make less mistakes, because there's gonna be a lot less options. It's gonna be more specific of a path forward. It makes the roadmap much more clear. If you got this great defense, you got a quarterback, you got running backs. Now you just got to fix the skill positions in the O-line so you could put all your assets toward that in the offseason. But if you were to say, like, does that help? Like, if having more options is better, maybe not, because there might not be a lot. If I'm like a top candidate that's somewhere on a team and I'm an OC and maybe I want to draft a quarterback, but I have to stick my head out on the line on Shedeur and maybe I don't like him, then it wouldn't help him that way. But like, if you're going after the biggest names, it might not help. But
I could see, though, like just to throw a name out there, right? Like Jesse Minter, defensive-minded head coach, going to say, you know what? We got a good defense. Let's fix this offense. Let's keep Shedeur. Let's do exactly what you just laid out, Rob, and make this as cohesive as possible. So we're not stripping it down. We're not building it our own way. We're going to see what we got for a year, because I'm Jesse Minter. I'm a good defensive-minded coach. I'm going to let Tommy Reese stay on board. Like, I actually think that's reasonable, man, and I think that's how you can flip this around to becoming a winner a lot quicker than what people think, because you have a defense that's really good. You just need to fix this offense. You need to get the right coach in here. And like, the more that I think about it, the more that I talk about it, like if I'm talking to a list of potential head coaches, like I'm certainly prioritizing the ones that are at least intrigued by the prospect of Shedeur Sanders. Like with a sample size of 6 starts, I'm not expecting anybody to be absolutely over the moon in love with the guy, but at least be intrigued by him, and you'd have a leg up in this coaching search. I have to imagine, because I'm operating under the belief, right, that Andrew Berry's probably the guy that's leading this coaching search.
What do you think, Ryan? We haven't gotten to you.
Well, I was going to ask you guys, where
Ryan?
do we stand on December 11th? Because this is all, of course, hinging on if Kevin Stefanski actually does get fired or if he wants to part ways. Either one of those situations. Where do we stand as of Thursday, December 11th? Of Kevin Stefanski's job security? How hinging are these last 4 games for Kevin Stefanski to remain the head coach of the Cleveland Browns? And have we shifted from it almost seeming like it was going to be a package? Well, if you get rid of Stefanski, Berry goes too. But it kind of seems like the closer we get to the end of the season, the more we see some of these rookies play, the more Shedeur looks better and better as time goes on. You kind of under the belief, well, we're okay with keeping Andrew as long as Kevin goes.
I think that's what it's become.
I
think
still think
Barry's
that's a
safe,
mistake, by the way.
and I think Kevin's gone.
I agree with that. I still think that's a mistake, but I think that's ultimately what unfolds, because I don't think Haslam trusts himself to hire the next head coach. I think he'll widely stay out of it, and I think it'll be Barry and Glenn Cook, the assistant GM, that lead the search for a new head coach. And it's kind of sick what happened. Truly, that like Barry was able to separate himself. He used this season as a vehicle to separate himself. It really is like some Game of Thrones stuff that went on behind the scenes. That he was able to make that Flacco trade. That Gabriel
he actually did pull some Game of Thrones shit behind the scenes. He did on him.
That like Gabriel, got caught.
Littlefinger.
He is little. No, yes, he is.
I mean, I just think Kevin. He lost it when he stuck his neck out on the line for Dylan Gabriel. I really think that's been
such a dumb move.
Why would you attach your horse to that buggy if that's what you're going to go
Because
out?
he was so stuck, and I think he really just wanted to have his guy, and he wanted to have the unique pick. And he went with what he thought was the safe pick.
Yeah. That was a unique pick.
That's
a great way to put it.
That, like, here's a guy in Dylan Gabriel.
Here's a guy.
It's low ceiling, high floor.
He's a 5th or 6th round pick.
You knew exactly what he was
He's
going to be.
undersized. And if I could make him work, I'm Kyle Shanahan. I'm untouchable if I could turn Dylan Gabriel into a franchise quarterback. And it was the absolute dumbest thing to do. Yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, I think Kevin's gone unless I think you have to win the Pittsburgh game and one of these 2 games beforehand, and it has to not be like a total shit nuke embarrassing loss off the planet one of these last couple of weeks.
Agreed.
You can't like clearly have coaching lose a game like it's happened a couple times last couple of weeks. Like, I do think there's a path for him to return. It's just not high.
Sure.
I actually at this point think he could win out and he's still done. I don't think you want to deal with this quarterback.
No, because they would have done it. They would have done it.
No, they weren't going to do it halfway through. They weren't. We've talked all year about how they're not going to hire him or fire people through the season. I think nobody wants to deal
7-9
with hearing the quarterback and the head coach and hearing all this the whole year. I don't think Kevin wants to do it. I think he might even I really think the mutual agreement to step away is coming no matter what happens.
So
now,
if
we're not going to win out, so it's not even a real thing.
Right.
But theoretically, if they go 7-9 and Shedeur's 5-2 as a starting quarterback, they're not going to fire Kevin.
I think he's gone no matter what
Really?
happens.
Yeah, because he then in that
you go from 3 to 7 though. You build
But now
on.
Shedeur's the guy, and now it doesn't matter. OCs are looking around. Oh, I want this guy. I want this job, and they're saying it's time to switch up, and we're headed into a new era.
And to Rob's point, if Shedeur's 5-2, that makes Kevin look worse. Kevin didn't want to put Shedeur on the field, so that leans into the mutually part because like this wasn't my guy in the first place. I agree. I think it's past the point of saving. And it is kind of crazy to me that Andrew Berry's gonna get another shot at it because you absolutely have to nail this draft. Like this
So he had to
upcoming
nail the
draft is
last
very
one.
important. You had to do
And
the
it's
last
looking
one.
like he did.
He did, but this one is just as important because you're still gonna have Deshaun on the roster next year. They're letting that be known, meaning that you're not gonna be big free agent spenders. You're not gonna be able to make a lot of splashy trades. Like you're gonna be relying on a lot of rookies, and it's gonna be a young team next year with probably a young head coach. Like you got to be buckled up for all that.
You know, that's such an interesting topic of discussion is if Shedeur Sanders plays well, does it really make Kevin Stefanski look bad?
So
Like,
I don't think so.
I don't either. Like, let's talk about it. Yes, he's put Dylan Gabriel out there as his decision before
I think it
Shedeur
looks bad.
Sanders.
It looks awful on him as he keeps playing.
And obviously the Browns, the whole thing will spin it. Well, he wasn't ready. Look, he waited. Now he's playing well. Obviously, we all have our own thoughts about whether that holds any substance or not. But then we go back and like Kevin has said, like they've had these one-on-one sessions. Kevin spent time with Shedeur Sanders, not typical for a 5th-round pick rookie for a head coach to do that. Like maybe something behind the scenes, like they're a unit. They're not separate parts, right? Like Shedeur playing well is still a consequence of Kevin Stefanski coaching him. You know what I'm saying?
I was
Yeah, but
going to
Tommy
say
Reese is calling the play.
I'm
the
just
reason I
not
don't
seeing
think
it.
it's necessarily just a straight terrible look for Kevin. And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's helping Kevin's case by any means. Like that Shedeur comes in out of nowhere and looks incredible. But and again, maybe Kevin had stuff to do with the draft picks. But if you think about like the politics of it, like Joe Flacco or whoever was the veteran was always going to start at least 5 to 6 weeks of the season, right? Probably.
Supposed to be big ticket.
Or it could have been the big ticket, but he was going to start a couple of weeks.
LOL.
Just off the fact that
If big ticket doesn't hurt his hamstring, we're playing for the number 1 seed right now.
that's a possibility. Did you see him a couple weeks ago? Fuck, that threw me off so much. I'm just thinking, oh, Kenny Pickett right
How
now.
about this?
Yeah.
But no,
I
let
forgot
me
what
put
to
it,
say.
let me put it this way, because I think this is a
He
way that
didn't
could.
speak about the kid for the whole season. Like you had nothing. You separated yourself.
You guys
from
are gonna
him.
have
You
to
didn't-
ride with me with this for a second.
You could have been told not to. talk
Ryan, say me
Still,
and
you're
you.
the head coach. Grab your
it's-
nuts.
It's man. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been saying that about this guy, bro. Like you got to stand up for yourself. You've allowed the situation to be where it is that everyone believes what it is, whether it's true or not, and that's on you. That is simply on you. Everyone associated you with Dylan Gabriel. You put him in first. All we seen was Shedeur off to the side doing X, Y, Z. As far as everyone thinks, they're thinking Tommy Reese started calling plays and he's been working with Bill Musgrave. Anytime you see Shedeur out there, he's talking to Musgrave. That's all you're thinking. You think that's been his development. Sure, obviously the head coach has been somewhat to do with it, but no one thinks he's been pouring in his resources to him until maybe when he started being the starter. But by then, all that improvement you saw from the Rams game to when he started playing versus the Raiders means that was him working on it himself and with the OC and the quarterbacks.
Ryan, ride with me on this too. So like, and you guys are gonna have to stick with me because this is a little bit of a crazy analogy. But Dave is all of our bosses, right?
Yep.
So Ryan, let's say in a hypothetical situation, you and me are having a disagreement because we're going to launch a new show on Big Play. And I want Rob to be the solo host of this show on Big Play. You want Jack to be the solo host of this show on Big Play. And you and me are kind of bickering back and forth because I think Rob is a better host. You think Jack is a better host. And we're beefing and we can't figure it out. And ultimately we try both. And Rob's show outperforms Jack's show, but
Probably.
You're the producer of it. You still look like a dummy because you were pounding the table for Jack to do his own show, and Rob's is night and day better than him. Like, that's kind of the same situation. Like, is it not? Like, he was saying that this is my guy in Dylan Gabriel. He's further along. He knows the system better. He played all of this college football, so we're going to put him on the field. And the fact that it's not just marginal. Like, Shedeur looks way better than Dylan Gabriel. And I think that if you're Jimmy Haslam, you look at Kevin and you're like, you don't know what you're talking about because you wasted 5 weeks of an actual NFL season with this guy that just simply didn't belong. And it was obvious to everybody else except for you.
I'll never get that out of my head. That's the reason his job's gone. And it's that's it, bro, because that dude was just blatantly not good, and I'm watching this dude do that in 3 games.
I wonder
It's
if
just-
Kevin felt so much pressure to win this season because of how bad it's been with Deshaun, that maybe he just overplayed his hand. He
I
said,
think there's a layer of that.
We're going to roll with Joe Flacco. I'm drafting Dylan Gabriel because I think he can sit behind Joe Flacco and learn a ton.
Yep.
And if at the end of the season Joe Flacco gets hurt, trade deadline, we need to trade Joe Flacco to get some picks. We can throw in Dylan Gabriel, who's soaked up all this knowledge, and I can save my job.
I think he was being just a little stubborn.
I agree.
Really overshooting what was possible within his coaching. I really think he got in one moment he kind of tried to drop his nuts a little bit and really make a stand, but he hitched his horses all the wagons to the wrong horses, and now it's just blowing up in his face. I think that's where we are now because he really tried to say, man, these are the guys. I know it's enough. I don't care if people don't think it's enough. I'm gonna show you I'm 2-time coach of the year, and it's completely failed. And we see a guy come up after doing nothing all year, and he's looking like an NFL quarterback, and we've seen nothing close to it.
Well, how much earlier do you guys think Shedeur could have played, though, realistically? Because, if you're assuming Flacco's going to play to start the year, and every coach in America, whether they think the 5th rounder is better or the 3rd rounder is better, is going to have to play the 3rd rounder first and give them some sample size.
This is me saying Kevin was obviously a part of that decision to draft him.
Correct.
And as soon as he did that, it was all over.
Yep. It was Boston.
Oh, seriously? We're going back to March.
I'm
we're not going to. Okay.
I'm saying the second he
I see
said
what you're
we're
saying.
drafting Dylan Gabriel with a top 100 pick to be on our roster,
It was botched.
was the beginning of the end for his job.
Okay.
That was it. So,
Completely
yes,
agree.
and in the ideal world, maybe Kenny would have stayed on the roster longer, but he probably would have been the starter, and I don't know what they would have did with Joe. But Shedeur would have took over at some point, probably in Minnesota, and then that would have been the rest of the season.
Completely agreed. I mean, it was March because, I have to imagine because Kevin, remember, Kevin
dug
was a
himself
part
in a
of
hole
all
drafting
these
that kid in the
pre-draft
third round.
visits, so he definitely had a say. He can't say that he didn't have a say because he was a part of all these pre-draft visits. And even Jack, then to answer your question, because I do think it's fair. They were gonna start Flacco first, of course, and then every coach would have started the 3rd rounder prior to the 5th rounder. But it was evident to all of us, I think, after the Steelers game, where he was 29 of 52 passing, and they got
forgot about
completely his doors blown off 23-9.
Was that where the ball hit Bond in the head too?
Yeah, it was evident then, was it not, that he wasn't anything?
And I hate to keep because we use the 49ers and Purdy so much, but they were forcing Shanahan to do something like this where they were like, play Trey Lance, play Trey Lance. But he was like, no, I got a better quarterback on the roster. Don't care where he was picked. He's the best quarterback. He's got to play. Obviously, there was a better quarterback on the roster that we were saying he's going to be a redshirt guy, and we're going to go with this dude. You stand on that decision. You stand to do that, to go with the 3rd rounder, the higher pick, and he sucks. That's how you get fired. If you go with the 5th rounder and you put him out there and he sucks too, well, yeah, you could lose your job on that. But
for sure,
if you're looking at 2 quarterbacks, then I don't know how they looked at those 2 guys and thought one was better than the other when everyone's been saying it. And then as soon as they started playing football, it was clear. That's on you, and you're going to pay the repercussions for that.
All right, Jack, I'm going to give you the option because I know you worked very hard on trivia as well. We only got time for one.
Trivia.
Bang.
Okay, well, that answers my question.
Bang.
Jack, take it away.
All right. So this is actually it's a pretty fitting topic. The Cleveland Browns have fired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaches on, I guess, the Black Monday of losing to the Steelers. So after a Steelers loss, we fired 6 coaches since 1999. Can you name them?
Hugh Jackson.
Yep.
Chudzinski.
Chud,
Pat Shermer.
Mangini.
Yep.
Wow. We're missing one.
Romeo
2.
Crennel.
Crennel. Yep. One more.
Who was the coach before Crennel?
Freddie?
Was it Butch Davis?
No.
Wait, was
Freddie?
No.
No.
No, the coach left is early.
Freddie got fired after Cincinnati.
Do we have a coach that's before Crennel or after he left?
This is AC after Crennel.
Okay. Mangini.
We said Pat Sherman. We said Chudzinski.
Oh, Mike Pettin.
Mike Pettin.
Bow.
There you go. Wow.
It's free
Good job,
from
fellas.
the boys. It's
All
free.
right.
We really,
Next one
we really
up.
do that. Like,
Okay, guys, can we name as a group?
well, dang, there's still room for Kevin to get fired this
there could
year
be
if we
7, yeah.
drop another Steelers.
If they did it the
game.
week before the season ends, just for no reason,
That would be wild.
Yeah, that would be
keep
wild.
the streak alive.
I think there's something to be said too. A lot of those guys, the fact the Steelers game is usually the last game of the year, which is usually, and then they get fired. So whatever.
Okay,
those
guys,
dudes were bad.
can you guys name the Cleveland Browns' top 5 players in terms of total interceptions since 1980?
To Sean Gibson.
No.
Joe Hayden.
Wait,
Joe Hayden is on there.
1980.
Yeah, holy shit.
I mean, good
Hanford?
lord.
Hanford Dixon.
Hanford Dixon is number 1, damn
Yeah,
it.
Frank Minifield?
Yep.
Right?
I mean, since the 80s, it's outrageous. This is rough. This is before my conception.
Holy shit, 1980.
So
Denzel Ward.
Two remain.
Denzel Ward. Yep.
So we have one. Is the last one post 99?
No.
Corner or
399.
safety?
Oh, wait, we only have one more?
One more, yeah.
But it's someone who played before all of us were
born.
conscious to watch football.
Yeah.
Safety. I would be shocked if you guys haven't heard the name.
I got like nothing.
Oh, is it? Has he ever been on a big play show?
Yes, he has. He has been on the Hanford Dixon show, I believe. Not I believe. I know he's been on the Hanford Dixon show.
Go ahead. Take it away. A safety.
Felix.
Felix Wright. There we go.
Nice.
Bang.
That away. All right, guys, next one. This is a really, really, really random one, but this will probably take up the rest of the segment. If you guys will remember, if you'll indulge me, Baker's rookie year, I think there was a COVID issue that went down in the receiver room before we played the New York Jets towards the end of the year. Does that ring a bell for anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, we lost.
Can you name the players to make a reception in that game?
Oh, jeez.
Dude, there
Jamarcus Bradley.
was
Jamarcus Bradley was number 2.
Was
5 catches, 60
Was there
yards.
someone named Xavier out there? There was
Damian Ratley?
No.
Rashard Higgins.
No.
No.
There's only one more receiver on the list, so just start ripping off other stuff.
You said Damian Ratley. We're thinking like 2021.
DPJ?
No.
2020, I guess.
There are 3 tight ends, 2 running backs, and a receiver.
Okay,
So
Harrison
Hooper-
Bryant
Austin Hooper?
Hooper, 7 for 71.
and
led the way.
Njoku. Oh, man. Do running backs count?
They do.
Hunt.
Chubb?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but we're missing a receiver.
Who was on that?
I mean, this would be a all-time poll.
Can I get like a college or something, bro? This is
Washington. Long time ago.
Whoa. A vet? We got a vet out there running some routes for the boys.
I mean, there's like no chance you get this.
Perriman?
No,
that was.
I like remember this guy being here in practice, but not in theory, if that makes sense. Like this guy could not have more than 5
It's
catches.
gonna piss me off when you say it because I'm really close.
Let's work our way up. I might need a like first letter or something. I'm completely blank.
I would be comfortable giving you guys initials.
All right.
MH.
That's tough.
There's one person at home just screaming right now. Who's like the only person who knows it.
I almost said Miles Harding. Oh man, yeah, an age, bro. I might be tapped out on this one. That's nasty. Number.
I gotta Google him in a Browns jersey to find that.
Did he play for like other NFL teams?
Yes, I can give you all of his other teams if that helps. He wore. This guy deadass wore 51. No,
As
that
a
can't be
receiver?
true. That can't be true. No, okay, it corrected to a player with a similar name. Sorry.
I don't know.
MH.
I need maybe the other
That
NFL.
caught
You were
him all
18 on the Browns, 17 pretty much everywhere else.
What are some other teams he played for?
He played
The
for
most crazy
the
immaculate
Falcons,
grid.
the Lions, and he went back to the Falcons after us.
Oh man, I thought Falcons. I almost said Kaderil Hodge.
A couple of practice squads as well.
Not Kaderil Hodge.
Say the initials again.
MH.
And he played for what team?
I mean, he couldn't have been here more than like
The
5
Falcons
weeks.
and the Lions.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
I'm about ready to hear who it is.
Yeah, me too. I've got nothing.
Marvin Hall.
Nah,
I
Anyone?
would have never got
was
that.
not
No?
a shot.
Who?
Was not a shot.
I would have never got that. I remember that. He was bigger. He was a bigger
was a big
guy.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Wasn't a chance. Wasn't a chance.
All right, Nick, what do you say? We tell him about FanDuel and get out of here.
Yeah, that was some good trivia for Jack. You know what's even better, and you know how fast NFL game days move. One big play and everything changes. That's why betting on FanDuel is truly a game changer, because with FanDuel, you can bet in real time while the game unfolds. If the score just flipped, jump on a new spread or live money line. That wide receiver's heating up. Bet the next touchdown score or total yards. Think a drive's going to stall in the red zone. Take a live field goal prop or just fade the total. Live player props, team totals, drive results, updated spreads, next play markets. It's all right there. It's fast. It's fun. And with FanDuel, your live bets move as quickly as the game does. So whether you're riding the momentum or fading all the hype, FanDuel puts you right in the middle of every moment. Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the app and live bet the NFL live with us all season long. Must be 21 plus, present in select states. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com.
All right, Jack. you know what to do.
Let's do it. We got a whole lot of Thursday Night Football, SGP, and a little bit of college hoops for you guys tonight. We're starting out. Mike Evans, he's back. Anytime touchdown scorer. Baker Mayfield, #sharp, 10+ rushing yards. Love that. Gotta see Bake scramble out of the pocket a little bit. Bijan Robinson, anytime touchdown as well. Last but not least, guys, the App State Mountaineers heading on into Gasparilla. They got East Carolina. The Pirates are going to take the dub in this one. You know they don't lose at home. Protect the ship. Evans, anytime touchdown. Bijan Robinson, anytime touchdown. Baker Mayfield, 10 rushing yards. East Carolina, moneyline basketball.
Kind of is like an all-Pirates parlay. When
Yeah,
you
it is. We
factor
got
in
a little
ECU and Tampa Bay.
It's Gasparilla in Cleveland, folks. Get it in.
Well, you heard it here first. Appreciate everybody tuning into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network.
What do we do with a drunken sailor?
Shout out Garage Beer. We'll be back tomorrow. Same people, same time on a Friday. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy Thursday night football.
Yeah.
We'll learn more details about Sherrone Moore, I'm sure, and we'll discuss it tomorrow. Until then, peace out.